So how was your day at work today?
Fine.
What's wrong? You seem stressed. Your birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to my friend's house.
Oh, but I had reservations for 2.
Oh.
Well, it's okay, babe. We could always eat together another day.
I'm really tired, Ajeen. I'm going to bed.
Alright, good night. Hey, babe, happy birthday.
Stop. I'm going upstairs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hope you have fun at Alicia's, but I got you a gift.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Don't worry about it. Hope you have fun at Alicia. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
Thanks, Dad.
Happy birthday, beautiful. I'm glad we can spend your special night together.
Aw.
Here's a gift.
Oh, I love the gift.
Come inside. I got champagne ready. So, how does 30 feel?
Stop. You're making me feel old.
So, what do you want for dinner? It's your special day.
I'd love some sushi, babe, but make sure you don't get any of the salad sushi.
Baby, I know you too well.
You're awesome. I love you so much.
Speaking of love, did you get the divorce paper signed yet?
Hey, babe. Don't get upset, but I'm having second thoughts about leaving my husband. He's really sweet and he's really caring.
Are you implying that you don't want to be with me anymore?
No, babe, it's just that I'm so stressed. I'm just so confused about this whole situation.
You think this is a game, Shaynna? I love you so much, and you're playing with me?
No, I was gonna give him the papers today, but then he gave me a gift and it just wasn't the right time.
Never mind, Shay. Go get in the hot tub. I'll go and grab us some sushi. Lock the door behind me.
So what do we have here?
Looks like a homicide.
Let's call forensics. Looks like we have a crime scene here. Yep. Alright. Alright. Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Do we have a name or any information?
Her name is Shaynna March and the house is owned by Amir. She lived a couple of blocks away, so we should probably call the husband and let him know what has happened.
I want a warrant out for Amir's arrest right now.
I will make the call.
Amir,
Yes, officer.
get out of the car.
Is there a problem?
Put your hands behind your back. You are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say and do can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, you will be appointed to one. Do you understand these rights as they have been read to you?
Wait, what's going on here?
Do you understand your rights?
I do understand, but I didn't commit any crimes.
That's what they all say.
Ajeen, we have Amir in custody here at the station. We're checking his alibi to see where he was the night of your wife's murder. He may be our prime suspect. Have you heard of this man before?
Great. Thank you very much, officer. I've never heard of him before. Where did he come from?
It seems as if he had sexual relationships with your wife. We'll be in contact.
Where were you the night of Shaynna March's death?
I went to get Shaynna and I sushi for dinner. I just wanted the night to be special.
But you didn't come home. How are we supposed to believe your alibi?
I never came back because I saw police at my home.
So, why would that stop you from coming home? Most people won't want to know what the hell is going on.
You're going to go away for a long time.
I had recreational drugs in my possession and I didn't want the police to search me, so I fled.
That still doesn't give you a solid alibi.
Wait, I have a receipt here proving that I went out to get dinner and that I was not at the crime scene when it happened.
Let me see that. Let's go talk about this. He's right, he wasn't at the scene of the crime. This receipt is stated for 2 o'clock. Shaynna was murdered roughly around 1:30, so we couldn't have been back in time.
Seems he's got evidence to clear his alibi. Seems like you have valid evidence that you were not at the crime scene by looking at this receipt.
You're free to go, Mr. Ahmad. We will keep in further contact with you just in case we have any more questions.
This case is making me so confused. We have no leads to who the killer is. Let's go stop by the husband's house and see if we can find any new leads.
Good idea.
Good officers.
Ajeen, we are here to notify you that we haven't found your wife's killer yet, but are working very hard to find the killer. Do you have any suspects or leads on who your wife was last seen with or was with?
Is it not your job to find the lead? Find who killed my wife? I want justice, and you're gonna tell me that you guys are hit a dead end? The only name I could tell you is Alicia. That's where she said she was going when she left Thursday night before she was killed. What about Amir?
He was erased from our list of suspects. His alibi cleared him. He was not present during the time of Shaynna's death.
Thanks for the help. We will notify you if we find any leads regarding your wife's case.
Thank you, officers.
Dang, he wasn't much help.
Do you see that? That looks like blood. We should send it back to the lab for further investigation to figure out who it is. We might be able to find out who the killer is.
Alicia? Hi there. It's the police here. I just have a few questions for you. When was the last time you saw Shaynna March? You haven't seen her in a couple weeks? Interesting. So, you weren't with her the night of her birthday, last Thursday? Okay, thank you. That's all I need.
As of right now, Ajeen, you are our only suspect.
I wouldn't kill my own wife.
Well, the tracks we found at Mr. Ahmed's house say otherwise. We found treads across the lawn when the culprit tried to leave. They drove out on the curb in a nervous getaway. We obtained a warrant for a cast of your vehicle's tires. We compared the cast to the tires in the dirt, and they match exactly.
I'm not the only person in this entire city that owns those tires. How can you say that I was there?
One of the tires leaving the scene had a small nail mark dug into the left back tire. Have you recently ran over a nail?
Not that I could recall.
As well, we found a bloody shirt with your wife's blood and fiber from her bathrobe in your garbage bag.
You can't go through someone's garbage like that.
Actually, we can. Once your garbage is set out, it's no longer your personal property anymore.
This is outrageous. How are you going to be incriminating me and not be looking out for the real criminal?
If you didn't kill her, why are you being so defensive?
Because she is my wife and I don't like being accused of something that I didn't do.
Stop lying to us. It would be so much easier if you just cooperate with us.
So what were you doing the night of your wife's birthday?
I was at home. It was Shaynna's birthday and I wanted to be special. But she told me that she was going to go out with Alicia instead. I told you, I didn't kill my wife.
Telling us that you didn't kill your wife isn't going to change the fact that we found your wife's blood on your shirt and that you tried to hide it by throwing it away.
What shirt are we even talking about?
This one.
That's not even mine.
You're free to go now, but we'll definitely be keeping in contact.
Thank you.
So this is the scene of the crime. What do you think might have happened?
By seeing the scene of the crime, I can assume that the murder began at the front door. He strangled the victim inside of the house, acting out of anger. The victim fought back, explaining why the clock is knocked off the table. The criminal, enraged, turns and stabs the victim approximately 4 times from the blood spatter. He sees the victim and continues. Anxious, nervous, dehydrated, he walks to the kitchen to get a cup of water. Check the cups.
It's so obvious. Why haven't I thought of this before?
The victim came over to take a drink from the cup. His fingerprints are all over one of these cups.
So I received the t-shirt and I got a couple of its blood and I did examine the blood and did mix it with the antibodies. The antibodies will help me determine the blood type. When I mix a sample of blood with the antibodies, the blood will do one of 2 things. Either the cells in the blood will clump together or the cells will not. If the cells do clump together, this means that this is not the blood type. Here, as you can see in the palette, all of them are clumping but one. The blood type that doesn't clump is the matching blood type. As you see here, the cells are not clumping. This tells us that this one right over here is the right one, and it is blood type A negative.
I tested the victim's blood type and it came up as A negative. Did you find anything?
The blood sample I also took from the t-shirt was also A negative as well. I also found this piece of fiber. I'm going to bottle it right now and test it against the fiber from the victim's towel.
This is great. We're actually going to get someone with this case.
I heard from Detective Shay. She said you were able to match the blood and you found a fiber on the shirt. Have you looked at it yet?
I haven't looked at it yet, but I will be doing it right now. I'm going to try to match it with the towel we found in the crime scene. With the naked eye, it does look like they are the same color, but I'm going to be doing an additional test just to confirm this. Did you want to learn?
Yeah, we'd love to.
So I'm using this dye to help me clearly see the makeup on the fiber. I'm then placing it underneath this slide. Beside the fiber is the towel of our victim was wrapped in. We compare the color, layering, and the general structures of the fiber and determine if they came from the same materials. Either we get a match or we don't. There is no in between.
What if it was a mix of fibers?
Then we could just distinguish the fibers and see if any match the original in which we have.
Okay, thank you very much.
So I was able to obtain a fingerprint from the cup. We did carbon dust the cup as well. We used a fine carbon powder right over here with a dusting brush, and it easily stuck onto the fingerprint on the cup. It was cheap and easy, so it made our jobs much easier as well. We were able to match his fingerprint with someone in our criminal database, and it is Ajeen's fingerprint. Luckily, he did have a past criminal history of assault, therefore we had a fingerprint we were able to compare it with.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You've been a lot of help. We'll keep in contact if we have any further questions.
Thank you.
So are you ready to confess?
This is how it all began.
What are you doing? Have fun telling it to a judge.